Illinois Senator Tammy Duckworth is calling on Congress to protect IVF treatments nationwide.
The future of fertility medicine is in question after the Alabama Supreme Court declared a frozen embryo has the same rights as a child in the womb. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, is tracking how this ruling is impacting patients in Missouri. Mark?
Fertility doctors in Missouri are seeing a lot more calls from curious patients with questions, but they're confident for now. A 2016 Missouri court ruling set a precedent considering embryos outside the uterus property and not people. But that was all before the fall of Roe v. Wade and before a flood of red state restrictions raised new questions in the doctor's office. Senator Tammy Duckworth is no ordinary working mom. After the Iraq War veteran lost her legs in a 2004 helicopter crash, doctors wondered if she could ever get pregnant.
I was only able to get pregnant through IVF.
After the Alabama Supreme Court declared embryos on ice were due the same rights as a baby in the womb, hospitals abruptly halted the procedures there. Now Duckworth is calling on Congress to protect in vitro fertilization nationwide.
And now that the first domino has fallen, it may only be a matter of time before more hospitals make the same call.
And calls are flooding into doctors' offices like this one, with patients asking,
"Are you going to stop practicing?"
Dr. Sherman Silber was a pioneer in fertility medicine in the 1970s. In fact, he wrote the book on it.
First book was How to Get Pregnant.
Under current Missouri law, medical insurance protects Silber's practice in the event someone accidentally were to damage an embryo.
As soon as they bring in the possibility you'd be charged criminally for dropping a petri dish, then nobody wants to practice IVF anymore.
Now, his staff has been assuring patients their care can continue.
No, I don't think Alabama understood the implications whatsoever. This is family building and is helping people have children, and it's considered mainstream now.
A man of devout religious faith rattled off decades of history and legal precedent guiding fertility law from Roe v. Wade until last week's ruling in Alabama.
The justices there made all their statements based on precedent in the Bible. I mean, normally in America, there's a separation of church and state, and a law decision is supposed to be made on legal precedent, not on Bible precedent. I know the U.S. Supreme Court is extremely conservative, but I just don't believe they can uphold a decision that's based on biblical precedent rather than legal precedent.
A number of Republican lawmakers have issued public statements of support for IVF since that Alabama court ruling, including Congresswoman Ann Wagner from Missouri. Senator Duckworth today said social media posts like those aren't enough and challenged them to put those words into action and pass new protections in federal law.